Hello everyone, watch the latest episode of Judge
massage
Judy.
therapist loaned money to his neighbor Chris
So let's
Foster
start.
to help pay his mortgage, but says he was never paid back.
You lent him money to make 2 mortgage payments so he wouldn't lose his house. Is that right?
That is correct.
Well, why did you lend him money? You friends? Did you know?
Friends, yeah. I've known Chris for about a year and a half. When I moved into the neighborhood, I'm renting a house like 2 doors down. And he would help us out, cutting grass, helping around the garage, things like that. And so we became friends. And then, fortunately, his mother-in-law passed away, and they inherited a house.
They what?
They inherited the house. The
Inherited
house
a house.
she was living in, yeah. And they came to me, let me know that there was a situation that had aroused, that they found out that the house was 2 months behind in mortgage. They had a friend of the family that was going to be able to help them out. And I said, if you need any help, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to help you out. Came to me a few days later saying they couldn't get hold of these people, this friend, if I would help them out. I said, yeah, sure. What do you need? Say it was 2 months behind. This is the amount we need.
How much?
It was $1,791.60.
And you made, according to your papers, checks payable directly to the mortgage company?
Yeah, to his mortgage company, yes. And I said, I can't afford to lose this money. So don't worry about it. I'll give it back to you within 5 days to 2 weeks, because these people will probably be back in town. I think he said they were on vacation. They'll come back in town. We'll contact them, get the money. I'll pay you back. And that was May 6, 1996.
Why didn't you pay him back the money? Or did you?
Oh no, I haven't. And the reason why that why that transpired is because that the mortgage company is supposed to refinance on the properties so we can get the equity to pay him back immediately.
What does that have to do with him? That's your problem.
I understand you. I do understand you.
Well, why didn't you pay him back the money?
Because I said, it's not matter about I don't want
Oh
to
my
pay back
God,
the
this
money or
episode is
anything like that.
going
That was
very
not-
interesting.
It's within all my
Well,
intentions
how
to
many
do
So if you
Listen.
watch, please subscribe and press the bell icon for full episode. So I think this case is very interesting. So kindly watch this episode full. Thank
Sir,
you.
Aye.
Mr. Foster,
Aye.
how many $50 payments did you give him in the last year?
None whatsoever.
How many $25 payments did you give him
None
in the
whatsoever.
last year?
None whatsoever.
Well, that makes you a deadbeat. That makes you a deadbeat, sir. This man who is not related to you by blood, is that right?
Yeah?
Just a friend.
Uh-huh.
For a year. You came to him and you said, I'm in trouble. I don't want to lose this house that I just inherited. Can you help me out for a short time? Is that what you said to him?
Yeah?
He said, sure. Nice man. Listen, I should take your number in case I ever get into any problem. He wrote out checks. Did he ask you to sign a note?
No.
Did he ask you for collateral?
Yes.
What collateral did you give him?
He suggested that we have antique furniture there within the garage. He will take them as collateral for payment or holding them until we can get the money to...
Does he have the furniture now?
He didn't come back and pick them up, my lady.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
Let me explain something to you, sir. You have no case. None. He's 100% right. He's a very nice man. And you stiffed him. No?
No.
No, you...
No.
I'm telling you, you stiffed him. Let me ask you this question, sir. Who do you live with?
My wife and my kids.
How many kids?
3 kids.
You feed them?
Sure.
They have clothes?
Hello everyone. Recently I watched a different judgmental show, but this show is very crazy Judge Judy episode. So I think this case is very different situation. So kindly watch this episode full and enjoy.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Where do they get the clothes from?
The store.
Who buys them?
Myself and my wife.
You feed them?
Yes, I do.
Where do they get the food from?
The store. Where we work, we take care of it, yeah.
That's right. Something, goodwill over the last year, an effort, some small effort to show this man that he wasn't taken for a fool would have gone a long way. Something to say, I can't give it back to you, something happened. But he is not a partner in your misfortune. You just made this perfect stranger a partner in your misfortune. Mr. Regis, you are entitled to your judgment. I am granting you your judgment. You're not even asking for interest. Is that right?
No, ma'am. I just want to get back what I put into it.
Judgment is for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,791.60. You're a good guy, sir. That's all.
Thank you.
Party's excused. You may step out.
And on the next
This episode begins with two former friends standing in court after a friendship turned into a total disaster. The plaintiff claims she loaned money, helped with rent, and even supported her friend during difficult times. According to her, after months of helping, she was suddenly blocked, ignored, and never repaid a single dollar. The defendant tells a very different story. She says the money was never a loan, it was simply help between friends. She argues that there was no written agreement, no payment schedule, and no proof that she promised to pay everything back. Right from the beginning, you can already feel the tension building inside the courtroom. As soon as Judge Judy starts asking questions, things become chaotic. Both women begin interrupting each other nonstop. One tries to explain text messages while the other keeps denying every accusation. Judge Judy quickly raises her voice and reminds them that her courtroom is not a reality show. One of the biggest moments in the episode comes when the plaintiff presents screenshots of messages discussing money transfers. Judge Judy carefully reads the text and immediately notices wording that suggests repayment. The defendant tries to explain the messages away, saying she was only being polite and never officially agreed to repay anything. Judge Judy was not convinced at all. She starts questioning the timeline of events and catches several inconsistencies in the defendant's story. Every time the defendant changes details, Judge Judy becomes more frustrated. At one point, she even says that people should stop treating friendship like a business deal unless they are prepared to face consequences in court later. The courtroom audience becomes completely silent as Judge Judy continues breaking down the evidence piece by piece. She focuses heavily on credibility, reminding both parties that honesty matters more than dramatic storytelling. Another shocking part of the episode happens when the plaintiff reveals she continued helping financially even after arguments started happening. Judge Judy immediately questions why someone would continue giving money if trust was already broken. That moment really changes the energy of the case because it shows how emotional decisions can create huge legal problems later. The defendant then attempts to argue that the plaintiff is only suing out of revenge after their friendship ended badly. Judge Judy listens carefully but points out that personal emotions do not erase financial responsibility.